Welcome to Rauta and primitive black metal from Finland. This week especially has been quite busy with more of the harsher side of black metal, and all of them being from Finland. Be that Ride for Revenge, Valhalla Bound, Dead Reptile Shrine, or the band in question today, Hail Conjurer. Everything is about the harsher, more underground side of black metal coming from Finland. This is the second album called Erotic Hell, second album by Hail Conjurer, which we are about to take a look at and talk you a little bit. Those who are familiar with Ride for Revenge's style of experimental, raw, and a little bit weirder side of black metal are pretty much already at home with Hail Conjurer's music. Now, the thing is, the drummer is exactly the same guy who is the drummer of Ride for Revenge. Hail Conjurer is the drummer of Ride for Revenge, that is, and this is his solo project now out with the second album. And one could say this is very close to the music of Ride for Revenge, and then something different. Like I was pondering during the written review of this album, it is like if Clandestine Blaze and Ride for Revenge were to have a kid, it might sound like Hail Conjurer. Now, riffs are very straightforward, quite simple, and yet all at the same time very raw, harsh, in your face, no gimmicks, no weird ass things, no avant-gardism, no technicalities, just simple, primitive, manly, masculine stuff. And that is both the weakness and the strength of this album, because this is not for those who are looking for beautiful melodies, interesting and multifaceted synth parts or anything like that. This is very much of creation of harsh black metal in a simple of ways, and 33 minutes is what this album goes through, and that is pretty much all that is needed to take you on this trip of very kind of a primeval stuff. Now, the vocals are quite harsh as well. They are not your typical high-pitched, screamy, shrieky kind of thing, but more kind of a growly-like. That is, if you're thinking of Clandestine Blaze style of black metal singing, this is pretty close to what Hail Conjurer is also all about. And riff-wise and sound-wise, this is much related to Ride for Revenge's style. That is kind of a buzzy bass, which is there more, I think, more on the front than your typical black metal release. So, in essence, Hail Conjurer is basically continuing on the same path along these bands. And if you are not into those bands, it's very likely that you are not into Hail Conjurer as well. But obviously the same goes the other way, so vice versa. If you're into those bands, Hail Conjurer might be your cup of tea. Now, I guess it's worth mentioning that there are also some Burzum-like synth part to just kind of create a sort of a classic atmosphere for this album. But still, it makes me wonder, is Erotic Hell necessary as such? As a kind of a spin-off from Ride for Revenge. After all, it's so much the same, and not it's so much standing on its own legs, so to speak. I don't know, that is up for you to decide. If you are into this kind of stuff and you just can't get enough of it, then you totally need to check out this album. It's out on 27th of September, so only a day away from this review day. And obviously there are samples for you to check out, so there you have it. I don't know what to add, except that obviously my mistake. It's out today because this review is being done one day before the release date. It should be out already, distros and labels alike. Take a look at it, listen, and hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching. Take care.